No, I know where we're starting this week. I want to see if you agree. I want to see if you could take control.
Control?
Pause. Never take control with me, but the podcast.
The podcast.
Yeah, no. Just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
Come on.
Strictly talking about the podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what's up? What's going on?
It's all business.
What's going on? Stop! Don't plug. No plugs. No plugs. No plugs this week. We don't got much time.
You're right.
Okay?
You're
We
right.
don't have much time.
Literally, let's get down to business.
Yeah. We could plug. We could plug that tournament that's gonna happen eventually. Not yet, but like we could plug it. And no, we're not asking if I'm gonna be there or not, but we're gonna.
I've just assumed that you're gonna let me down.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
That's what I do best. It's a new vibe. The summer vibes. If those that could see, the hair is a bit different. Yes, I know. But I couldn't let Dan take all the glory this summer. I know it's Dan's summer, but I'm here to kind of change all that.
You know what? It's kind of growing on me.
Pause.
Yeah.
I don't want anything of mine to grow on you.
Well, no. But you kind of look like a...
No, I don't. No, I do not. No, I don't. Sorry. It's not happening. I know where you're going with this. I know you too well that I could even think. I know what you're saying before you say it.
Yeah.
Like I know what you're thinking. That's nasty. We've been doing this for way too long.
Friday Night Lights?
No, because he ain't even doing it on Friday nights.
No, he does Thursday nights.
So I hear, but we didn't talk about that last week.
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
Because I was not confident in that.
Yeah.
They actually played on the weekend. Got screwed.
Why'd they get screwed?
Because it was your NEOB got run over in the box. No VAR. I don't know when VAR's ever, when they do it, when they don't do it.
I don't know.
It's inconsistent.
Yeah, you're so focused on that game.
Listen, I've got.
I know. I'm so happy when this is all over. Gold Cup, everything. I want it done. This summer was supposed to be good. It's supposed to be just transfer. It's supposed to come in, chill.
You're not having the summer tournaments?
No,
too many tournaments in a row.
3 at once. Like balance them out. Like I want one. Maybe 2, but like have the 2 at different times.
Yeah.
I don't want 3 all at the same time. It's too much. We already had a long season. I don't give a damn.
Oh, by the way, that penalty's soft.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. How's your week?
You didn't even sound like you cared.
No, of course I do care.
No, it was fine, man. It was fine. They don't care. Like we're gonna do this. Well, you know what? We're gonna field test this. We're gonna field test it just this once. You know, right. We spend every week. We spend 25 minutes getting into our shit, and I get through it. I'm like, do they care? Do they not? Does it matter? Does it not?
So we're gonna go right into it.
This week?
Yeah.
Probably not. But
okay.
We should try our best.
Okay.
Well,
when you said we're gonna field test this, I thought we were going right in.
Yeah, we're gonna try our best.
Okay.
Try our best, man. So with that being said, camera guy's ready. Yeah, he got the lights on. I don't know why. We can get BP back ASAP.
Yeah.
Or someone. We gotta start hiring some interns for the summer. Get their hours. Like you gotta do something. Like instead of being on these streets and going to the Blue Jays game when like they really stink. Because I seen all of them out there today. Like no, we're changing it up a bit. We get some people in here. Get the vibes back to what they used to be. Not that I don't mind me and you, pause, but like, it's summertime. In the wintertime, it's just you and my, it's like whatever, at least someone's there to keep you company when it's cold, pause. But, sometimes that's just a mental thing. But like in the summertime,
you want some people.
Jimmy's never showing up, so I don't really care about him.
Nope.
Fab's going to be on his honeymoon soon. BP's back and trying to, become a tour groupie. So, we got to find other people.
Okay.
Now, that's kind of the goal for July and August,
I like that.
Make new friends. People like to make new friends nowadays. Like, just start going outside and say hi to people.
Do you know how I've tried this in my elevator?
Yeah.
How awkward it is when you say hi to someone, they're taken off guard.
Yeah.
Because people are antisocial.
Yeah, people don't say hi anymore.
No.
Yeah, y'all are trash.
Yeah.
Like start saying hi to people. Like for this week, like when the weather's nice, go out and say hi.
So
imagine you could change someone's day.
I have to say this because there's a nice lady in the office who works with me, and I gave her a shout out last week, and she listened to the podcast, and she told me that she opened it out right when I gave her the shout out. So let's see if it happens again this week. She tells me that every day she says hello, good morning, which she does, and people find it strange.
What?
Because people are not used to other people greeting them in the morning.
Yeah.
They just kind of go on their daily way.
Yeah.
So I've been testing it inside my building with anybody who I like get into the elevator with in the morning, or even like, anytime. Just like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
They look at me like
oh my God, a human is talking to me.
Yeah.
If you are so trash, I don't understand why. Like, what do you guys do in your house?
I know.
You guys text each other? Like, how do you communicate?
People don't communicate. That's the thing.
I know. That's why I stick to my emotion that people are trash. What?
Yeah.
We're gonna change that this summer. We're gonna make some new friends. You know?
Hey, I'm trying.
You've been on the streets.
Yeah.
Summer, Dan, Summer, Dan get into his little bag. Young Daniele in the cut. It's a scary sight. Bop, bop, bop. Gang, gang, gang. Sue woo.
What was the last one?
Clack, clack, clack.
Okay.
All of that, all in one. That's Dan. You're just like a little mystery box. Like you don't know what to expect.
Nope.
You know?
Nope.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. I like Summer Dan.
Yeah.
I like the little tan.
Yeah,
Listen. I see it. I know. I see it. We're gonna get you up.
Yes. Yeah.
We're gonna get you all in the mood. You know, I like that. I like that.
By August, I will be nicely dark.
I hope. Well, I don't care. You do what you got to do, Dan.
Yeah.
You do what you got to do to prosper this summer. But as long as you're good, I'm good, man. So it was fine. Stepped onto the 416 streets, did my thing. This hasn't changed much, but we're still here. We're alive. We made it. Shout out to, and everyone that went out away for the long weekend. Thank you, because I was able to,
go out and
actually go out and like not wait in a line and kind of like, this is the one thing. That's why I'll never go out, especially in the wintertime. The lines.
Oh,
like, I'm not here to wait in line for 2 hours while half the club is empty. You're just trying to get all the girls in.
But you know what? I don't wait in line in anywhere. Dinner, restaurants. I don't wait in line. The longest I'll wait at a restaurant, 15 minutes. Yeah, if it's long, if you tell me that I have to wait longer than 15 minutes, I find another one.
Yeah, I was talking to a waitress the other day at this steakhouse, and she was telling me like, sometimes we get busy and like they're like hour and 2 hour waits. I was like,
no, I can find something else.
Peasants,
no,
not me.
No,
I'm playing.
15 minutes, 20 minutes. If I really like the place, I'll give you 20 max.
Okay, yeah, it's fair. You wait for food.
No,
and I'm paying.
Well,
yeah. You better be free.
Yeah.
Yeah, people, I don't know, man. We really got to break down people. I tell you, when your sister comes back, we're going to have her sitting right over there.
I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you a good tipper?
Yeah, always. Waitress always give me a little smile.
Good.
I'm like, yeah.
Do you tip everywhere?
For the most part.
So when you go get your hair cut, you tip?
Oh, yeah. Barber hold it down. He's responsible for my appearance.
Why? Just a question, because somebody asked me this. Why don't you tip the guy who pumps your gas?
I pump my gas.
No. Back in the day, did you ever tip those guys? Because when it was full, now I know it's self-service.
That's before my time. You guys talk about full service. Anytime I see a little full service gas station, I'm like, oh shit!
Play the fucking intro. Play the fucking intro music.
Camera guy ready?
Yeah,
Dad's ready. I'm ready. It's our InnerViews Podcast, episode number
82.
Episode number. We're trying to find it. Episode number 81. 81, episode 81, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario. It's your guy Tyrrell here on a warm Wednesday night. It should have been Monday, but it was long weekend. Told young Daniele he could get the long weekend off, get that little tan on, do his little thing, give the neighbors a bit of a rest because they know that we're going to get into our bag this week because we ain't going nowhere and you got to deal with it. But we're here on a Wednesday trying to get through all these crazy tournaments and the transfer news that sometimes we do slip up and miss, but we are here. You know we're here. Best soccer/footy podcast in the world. No games are being played. Unfiltered, organic soccer/footy analysis. We break it down. We get it popping. We do everything that you need us to do, and we tell you how it is whether you like it or not. So there's a good chance we may say a lot of bad things about your team, but just let it be known that there is no bias. We say it because we care, and we want to see the best from your team, and until they show us the best, then we are always going to critique. But I'm not alone. I'm here with my guy, Young Daniele in the cut, Dapper Dan in his bag, watching 2 games simultaneously, trying to keep us all in the loop while we get this podcast rolling. Dan, how are you?
I am very good. Thank you for asking.
You better be good.
Yeah.
You better be good. You got a long weekend off.
I did. Thank you for that.
You enjoyed the nice weather.
I did.
You try to do the podcast by yourself. I was like, nope. It wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. One day.
A solo podcast?
Yeah. You sure can handle that? I was with my boy. I was like, he did the podcast by himself. I was like, I kind of have the mixer. But even if he tried to do it on like some different platform, I was like, Dan's to be in for a big surprise when he realized he got to talk for like an hour and like 30 minutes by himself.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah. You could talk to your wall, try to fake conversation. Dan A, Dan B, argue amongst yourself. I don't know what you're going to do.
No.
You could do it. You just got to get some callers in and like, don't worry, man. Give it a year and you'll be running this by yourself. I don't even got to show up.
All right.
Like just stay at home and just like ask questions and you're just going to hit me with all of them.
Skyped? You're going to Skype in?
No, we ain't never Skyping or Google
FaceTime?
Google Hangout
Google
or
Hangout?
No.
No?
Don't even do that with girls I like. So not gonna do with you.
Definitely not.
People still FaceTime.
No, FaceTime is still popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that.
FaceTime? Really?
Maybe like once or twice, but like never out of my will. Like I was never like, babe, like let me FaceTime you.
Oh.
I don't want to. You're away.
No, okay, no.
I don't want to see your face.
No,
See
okay.
your face when you come back.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I FaceTimed with family who's overseas.
Okay, that counts. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. You could do that.
Yeah.
You probably never see them. You know?
No, exactly.
So, yeah, that's fair. But I mean like FaceTime. Like FaceTime people that like you talk to on the
No, of course not.
Okay.
No. What I do is what normal people would do is go and see them.
Normal people.
Old school people.
Oh, yeah, you old folks. No, are you normal? No?
Well, on some things, yeah.
You're trying to.
Yeah.
You're trying.
Trying to bring back some old roots.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. I miss those times. So try to get into it now. You know what I'm saying? But anything happened this week that really mattered? Actually, no. First, shout out to the YouTube subscribers, everyone that's listened to the podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Spotify, and Apple, and any Android apps on your Android devices. We are never gonna look into them, but we appreciate you if you do listen to us on your Android devices. Shout out to those on YouTube, Facebook, Quora, Instagram, Twitter. Shout out to everyone listening to this podcast, everyone that has not listened to this podcast but one day listen to this podcast, and shout out to those that have left but will one day return because they'll realize that this is the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. Shout out to the independent men, independent women, everyone outside getting into their summer bag, everyone that enjoyed the long weekend, and everyone that is enjoying all these 3 tournaments, because we are not, and I'm struggling to get through all these games. And just when I thought the burnout was over, here we are back. 3 tournaments. And shout out to the wise people who thought that this was a smart idea. Shout out to everyone that is getting into their little bag, working hard. Shout out to those kids that are just starting summer school. Yep. It ain't fun to be in school in the summer.
No, it is not.
It ain't fun to be sitting in a class when it's 35 degrees knowing that your friends are still in bed. But shout out to you guys. Do what you got to do. If it's just getting an upgrade on a class, if it's skipping ahead, if it's trying to pass that class, do what you got to do. Shout out to everyone. Man. Shout out to everyone. I don't really care. We're trying to get through this podcast really quickly, but I thought we'd get to that first. Let everyone know that we appreciate them for listening. Even if it's for a minute, even if it's for 2, even if you watch it on YouTube and you're like, oh, these guys haven't even got to the soccer/footy yet. Skip it. Put it to like the 25th minute, 20th minute. We're going to get into it, okay? Don't worry about it. We do talk about soccer/footy. But anything else that happened this week that really mattered? Anything that really caught your eye? Besides the Kawhi thing, because I don't want to talk about it. I don't care. I think he's going to stay. And
I thought it was talking about old school. I looked like OJ.
There.
The Bronco and everything. And by the way, if they don't sign, CP24 is going to get the smoke.
There's people waiting until outside the hotel are going to get the smoke.
I know.
What are you guys doing?
Just leave them alone.
Yeah, it's not that big. Like, come on, man.
No.
We haven't had a taste of superstardom.
No, exactly.
We'll learn from this.
I hope so. Do you think he stays? By the way, I know he'll never listen to this, but Stephen A. Smith is just a jackass.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that off camera.
Yeah.
He's worth our time.
No, he's not.
But like, I'd love to, if there was ever a guest to bring in, just to talk.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
I would, you could sit right here.
Oh, yeah.
I would sit on the chair.
Yeah.
You would sit on the couch.
You're a little bit more in touch with the basketball scene than I am. Are you leaning one way or another? Do you have a gut? Does he go to LA?
Just because of him, I don't know. But the way it's going, it's like, I'd be really surprised if he left.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I've told you this. I feel like he has every right to leave, and he could leave without feeling any sort of guilt towards it. But I don't know. Just the way things are going, it just doesn't. There's so many factors that come into play that I think that not long term, but at least like the 1-1 or something, he would stay for another year. But like I said, that camp is a bit different than most other camps, and as we've seen earlier this week, things aren't always as they seem.
By the way, I didn't know this. Did you know that he had a daughter at Mount Sinai Hospital?
No, I didn't.
No, he just. I didn't even know he had a daughter.
Yeah, no, I did.
Okay. I just knew. I found that out at the parade.
I didn't know it was at Mount Sinai though.
He had another one there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look at Kawhi get into his little bag.
Yeah.
Good for him.
But like that's what I mean. Like he's just a very quiet person. So I like I said, for me, I'm not a Raptors fan per se, but if he'd stayed, I would be happy. If he left, I would be disappointed for the Raptors franchise, but I wouldn't hold anything against him. He's done a lot here.
He'll be back, and regardless if he leaves, they've already set their stone where I feel like they could get another superstar later down the line with Masai. So enough about the Raptors. Anything else that really mattered?
Not really.
Anything else that caught your eye? Nothing happened this week.
No, it was quiet.
Nothing.
Everybody was
long
away.
weekend. Yeah, well, fine, I guess. If nothing else happens, well, you see, we're gonna do this the right way.
I know.
We're gonna be your typical soccer/footy podcast, and you let us know how it is. We are 16 minutes in roughly, and we're gonna talk about the soccer/footy stuff.
Before we do, I just want to say a quick shout out to those people in the media industry here in Canada who are currently unemployed.
Oh yeah. It's always
I don't want to say who it is, but people know who they are.
Well, they know, yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say their name either. But
No.
yeah, it's always tough to see people lose their jobs, especially when they're doing good work. May not always agree with what they have to say or agree with what their employers have to say or try to put out, but
They're good people.
they're good people and they work really hard. So especially when they've done nothing to deserve that,
Yeah.
it's always tough to see that happen. And wish them best on their future endeavors.
Yeah, and I can only speak on behalf of the two of them but I can see them both finding a job, or hopefully finding a job quicker. They're, like you said, they're good at what they do, and I hope they land on their feet soon.
That's all we can really do. I don't really know what to really give them.
I'll give them an air horn.
Yeah, I'll
That's
give them
fine.
an air horn, man. Salute to them and wish them the best and hope to see them on TV and covering some team very soon, preferably TFC because they did good work with there. So,
Yeah.
you know.
It's kind of just an indictment on where we are in this country with we're going to host the World Cup in 7 years.
Yeah.
And to not have any football
I know.
coverage for
I know.
7 months?
Stupid 4-letter D
Yeah.
soccer company, establishment, streaming provider.
Yeah.
I want to say a lot of stuff, but you guys may shut this podcast down. So we're not going to say anything
you
yet.
know what? If they give us the bag and shut it down, I'm okay with that.
No.
No? Okay. Fine.
Well, we'll see how much that bag is. No. Yeah, they would get the hell out of here, but whatever. There's nothing that we could do about that. But that was very nice of you too, because I totally forgot about that for a second. Yeah, man. Anything else? No. Ready to get into this soccer shit?
Let's go.
Soccer/footy shit. They care. So if you're ready, I'm ready, and the people are ready. Since we usually blabber about shit that don't matter, we're about to be serious this week. But don't worry, on Monday we're getting back to our shits. But we're trying to cater to you for once. So with that being said, you know what time it is? The InnerViews Podcast, episode number 81. I thought it was 81. We're almost close to 100. Busy week. 3 tournaments, some transfers to break down. So let's get into it. Where are we going? Dan is producing. He's getting to his bag. He's pulling out his notes. He knows where he wants to start. He knows what he feels passionate about. And we really care about his passion pause. So Dan, where are we going?
Well, I mean, I guess
Don't think about it. You know where you want to go.
Okay, well, we'll start with Canada.
Bro, really?
Okay, fine. We'll start with the Women's World Cup.
Really?
Where do you want to start? We want to start with Copa America?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
The big game.
The big game.
The big game.
All right.
The game we've been waiting for years.
Yeah.
Argentina, Brazil, the super powerhouses.
Well, sure. That's what people think they are.
Well, they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what? Last week we were killing the Copa America,
Yeah.
and I had to go back, and I don't think I've enjoyed a Copa America in years.
No.
Like, the knockout rounds always suck. They always go to penalties, and the teams that win are always the gritty, grindy teams that just pull it out. Chile over the past few years, Uruguay. You know, like,
Yeah.
like, come on.
We're back there. We're watching.
Yeah.
We're watching this one live.
Yeah, and when Peru beats Brazil on Sunday,
Hey.
when Peru beats Brazil on Sunday, I don't want to hear nothing.
No. But you know what?
Actually, no, Brazil smoked them earlier in the group, didn't they?
5-4-0.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
when they just shot themselves and then
Yeah.
continued to shoot themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Onto that game. I thought you know what? I hate to say it, but I thought that was Argentina's best game of the tournament. And I told you this before. I thought that was a very, very, very poorly officiated match from start to finish. Both Brazil goals have fouls leading up to it. The second one more than the first one. I thought there's a foul on Aguero in the box. Otamendi gets run over in the 80th minute. There's no call. There's no review for VAR. There's no nothing. I know Messi had a couple words to say to the referees after that
I'll
match.
get to that in a second.
But with that being said, I thought Argentina probably did enough to at least get something out of that match. Brazil offered very little. They capitalized on their 2 chances. Kudos to them. Let's give them credit where credit is due. They did capitalize on their 2 chances. But if you're looking at that game as a whole, I truly thought that Argentina should have got a little bit more out of that than they did.
Do we gotta give them credit where credit is due?
No, I just kind of say it. But
Okay, yeah, you speak too nice.
yeah,
We want to get into what Messi said. Let's get to what little Leo said, because you know how it is. Social media killed him. Messi can't drag his team to the the promised land. So,
by the way, the Messi Ballon d'Or is dead now, right?
yeah,
Because he didn't win Copa America.
yeah. But I don't know who wins. Virgil.
Well, no, it's obviously Ronaldo because he won the Nations League.
Who? The tournament of all tournaments, adding number 2 to his trophy list. The preseason friendly tournament. Yeah. Yo, if he wins that, we're just gonna laugh throughout the entire podcast. Yeah, it's Ballon d'Or for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Messi was very upset, and he had a lot of things to say to the Ecuadorian referee, Roddy Zambrano. And this is where he went. Gone to his little bag. They were not better than us. They found the net early, and the second goal came from a penalty they didn't award. The officiating was crazy. There were clear penalties on Nicolas Otamendi and Sergio Aguero. The referee, was on their side. Ooh. In every divided ball or dispute, he inclined the pitch their way. It's not an excuse, but the truth is that in this Copa, they kept on blowing for stupid things, for handballs, penalties, but today, they didn't even go to VAR when they were clear plays that should have been looked at.
Is he wrong? Is he wrong?
Yeah, I was just waiting for Casemiro to get a booking because he was taking everyone down. I was like, okay, I guess he gets a pass.
Yeah. Was he wrong?
No, the VAR thing was very strange.
Yeah.
To be honest, that was very strange. I was like, they look at VAR for the stupidest things.
Yeah.
Literally everything.
Yeah.
So to not go there, it's kind of like, okay. And he's right to a degree. I don't think he's right where he says. I don't know if he's right where he says they weren't better than us.
Okay.
But I do think it was fairly even.
Yeah.
I don't think Brazil were great.
No. They haven't been great for a while, by the way.
No. Well, okay.
Let's be fair.
Look. This is. I've said this earlier on this podcast. I've said that they are great with Neymar. Without him, they're
Right.
And it's bad because on paper they have the best team at the tournament.
Yes.
And they should have won the World Cup, and they didn't. They failed.
Yes.
And here, if they are just getting by, penalty shootout, then this, the fortuitous goal, Dani Alves rolls back the clock, and then that little break, even the break, if you don't call it, like Gabriel Jesus gets a bit lucky with that first challenge. It's tough to really look at it because I can't kill Messi because although it wasn't a 10 out of 10 performance, which I don't really expect him to have when he's playing with those bums. And I'll say that time and time again, that they are bums. Your best defender cannot be Nico Otamendi, and your best midfielder cannot be Paredes or Acuna or DePaul.
Nope.
And he did what I asked him to do, which was he had to drop.
He dropped back.
Yeah. And
he listened to our podcast.
And he was being influential. And I really liked Lautaro.
Yeah.
And I really like the combination that Lautaro, Sergio, and Messi did have. They did show up. And they did have their chances.
And Kun hit the crossbar.
Yeah, the crossbar and the Messi post, they had their chances. And they had their chance against a team that was better than them. The defense is better. The goalkeeper is better.
Yep.
The midfield is better. And the only thing that you could say is comparable is the offense. Because you have Messi and you have Sergio Aguero.
Yes.
Right? So, on paper, Brazil should be handling this match much better than they were. And the States just scored. But yeah,
McKinney again.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's had a great tournament.
Yeah, but that's just kind of how I see it. And for him to be upset, I understand because this is possibly his last chance. Maybe next year he goes one more time because they're having a Copa America next year.
That was there.
Yeah, they are.
Another Copa America
Yeah,
next year.
just like they did in 2015, and they had another one in 2016.
Why? What
don't-
what is special about this one?
I don't know.
At least that one was the Centenario.
I don't know. We just love Copa Americas.
Okay.
They provide the best that football has to offer.
So next year there's 2 tournaments as well.
I think so.
Well, the Euros next year.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. What was that one? Like the 32 one?
I don't know, 89.
Oh God. I
They're
don't know.
just gonna invite all of Europe.
Yeah, they might as well at this point. Anyone could win.
Forget about Euro.
Anyone could take the Euro. Like I said, after what I saw in 2016, man, I'm not excited for the Euro unless when they bring it back to 16 teams.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That made it.
Actually, just a sidebar. I know we didn't speak about it, but Spain under 21 beat Germany, and if you I watched a couple games there. That's actually a really great tournament to watch. If you want to watch some up and coming stars, I just wanted to give a quick
shout out to them.
that. Yeah, because that was a very, very good tournament.
Dan focusing on the youth.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah. Anyways, back to Brazil, Argentina.
But when I look at Argentina, I basically see it as this. Look, I can't wait for him to leave.
Leave what?
I can't wait for the Messi thing to, like, whether he wins or not.
Yeah.
Because that's when they're really going to come down to earth.
Oh.
Because a lot of people kind of feel like, oh, man, well, they should be doing much better because Messi's there. Oh, you just wait till they don't make the World Cup.
Yep.
When he leaves.
Yeah.
Because there's no... You look at that squad and you tell me who's going to lead them to the promised land. Who's going to lead them to the World Cup?
Your favorite Argentinian?
Dybala.
Yep.
And I like Lautaro. And Lautaro.
Yep.
There's still no midfield. Still no defense. Who's
your boy Voigt is back there.
You know, he didn't do too bad. And he gave Coutinho a little body shift.
He did.
Yeah, good for him.
By the way, go ahead.
Yeah. You know where I'm going with that.
I know.
Yeah. He stinks. He stinks.
He should have put that game away.
He stinks.
Yeah.
But I just want to let that know that he stinks. And the faster they get rid of him out of there, oh boy, the better.
Yep.
So he looks like a nice Manchester United signing or something like that. You know.
He might be going back to Liverpool.
I don't know. Oh, no, I don't think they want him now. They're better than. They're bigger than that. They're European champions.
You're right.
Yeah, he's not worthy.
No,
he's peasant.
You're
he's
right.
a Brazilian peasant.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Arthur is Arthur. Like, they may win because they do have the better team and they should win, whether they face Chile or Peru, which is looking like it's going to be Peru. But I wouldn't be surprised if they lose.
To Peru? Well, I mean, it's right now, what are we in the 60-some odd minute? It's Peru 2-0 as we speak. Yeah, I mean, like we said, this Brazilian team on paper, probably the best team in Copa America, but I don't know what you're going to get from that Brazil team one game to the next. So let's see what we get from them.
So we go back to Argentina, and it's, yeah, man. I don't know.
How many more years do you see Messi in that national team? Do you see them? He'll play the next Copa.
Yeah.
And
if he goes to the last World Cup, I think he would be at that point. Given what they have, unless someone really steps up, I just don't see how he doesn't play a big role. Right.
Peru should have made it 3.
I just don't see how he has a big role.
So you don't see him playing when we host the World Cup
in 2026?
Yeah.
No.
You don't see little Messi.
No.
Playing that holding midfield role.
No, he should play that in the next World Cup in Qatar, and that would probably be like his last one, or maybe it's like a number 10. You know, remember Forlan?
Yeah.
Like he could have that type of tournament.
Okay.
You know, but that's a wild dream. Like I said, they stink. And they have no direction, and they're not developing players. They're really not developing players because it's not like they're picking players from Europe like most of the time. Like
no,
we're seeing a lot of unknown players, and they're going through a lot of them in these qualifiers and friendlies. So they don't really have players, and they don't really have coaches, and the coaches are pressured by the FA, and it's just.
So I heard, I read on Twitter that after Argentina went out, I heard a bunch of wild takes that there's only one coach that could save Argentina right now.
Okay, continue.
It's Diego.
Yeah.
Not the coke addict.
Oh, Simeone?
Yeah.
Well, I can understand. What
I heard
he would be the best coach they've had since Sabella.
Yeah, I've heard his name and I've heard Poch's name.
But none of them are gonna go.
No. No, I'm not. Who could save Argentina?
Yeah, well, I could see why they would say that. Like, they've hired a bunch of bums or unknown gems that just maybe didn't pan out. But to me, they're bums.
Yeah.
Because they haven't been able to really get it working at all.
No.
Sabella was the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they just have a big problem. And it's much bigger than Messi. And when he retired the first time, I wish he just, like, actually stayed because, like, yeah, I get tired of playing with these bums, too.
Yep.
And there's not much, like, I know a lot of people think that, like, there's much more that he could do. But, like, I don't know. Not really. Not really. When you concede the goals the way that they concede goals, it's like, yeah, it's a big problem. When your midfielders can't make forward passes and you gotta you gotta drop back to make those forward passes to get involved, and then get others involved and get them involved, there's a big problem. You know. So it's sad to see them go out. They still play the bronze medal game probably against Chile, which they'll probably lose as well. And then that's all she wrote. And Messi will now look forward to his time at Barcelona when apparently Griezmann and Neymar are going to be coming back. We'll get to that later. But anything else on Brazil that you want to say?
Not really. I'll comment on them this weekend when whoever they play in the finals. If they step up and win it, then I'll give them the credit where credit is due. And if they don't, I'll kill them, as we usually do.
What's next? Well, we can't talk about this game because it's already happening at Peru's winning.
No.
Where do you want to go? Now you can produce.
Well, let's stay with the men. We'll go with the Gold Cup, not Jamaica, U.S. because that's going on right now.
The one thing I want to say about Mexico, because I know this is going to be a deep dive into Canada, is I know they beat Haiti 1-0 in extra time. I don't like the team.
I was okay,
and I don't really. I know I'm big on Tata for what he did last year because
those are your boys.
Miggy's my guy, and Martinez did this thing. But besides that little stint in MLS, like I've never been a fan of Tata, and I'm not a fan of this. And
you think it was wrong? You think no? Sorry, let me start that again. Do you think it was wrong? It was a wrong move for him to go there?
I will treat it like I feel like this applies to Canada and to the U.S. This tournament was kind of like where we get to see what their ideas are, and we kind of build through that. Because Tata just got there, right?
Yes.
And Buddy that used to coach Columbus Crew he was just hired too.
Yes, Greg.
Greg was just hired as well, right? So this is kind of like their phasing in period. So
and you could say the same thing with John.
Yeah, I can say the same thing with John. But those two I've kind of seen a bit more on this level than John.
Yes.
And even John's shown us some stuff too, so I can't really kill John either for what he's shown us. So
I'll kill him in a minute.
No, but this is like our period where we get to see what they're about.
Sure.
So, but I don't like the way they play. The build up is slow. They don't have any real goal scoring killers. They don't really have much pace on the counterattack.
Nope.
That I've seen.
They're a little bit old.
And the midfield isn't that great. So, them, like the States, who are probably going to make it to the finals, and if it's Jamaica, same thing. None of them have played really well throughout this tournament. And I know, like, most teams in tournaments kind of grind it out, but you know that there is another level they could go to. I don't know if Mexico has that level with this group of players under this regime just yet, whereas I think the States may have just a bit more. But, like, none of them have played well.
I think this is one of the weaker versions of Mexico that I've seen in a long time. And they are still one of the powerhouses of CONCACAF. I'm not saying that they're not top. They're probably the top of CONCACAF. No disrespect to the U.S., but this is the weakest version of Mexico I've seen in a long time. I think credit to Haiti as well.
We got to give them credit because I was not expecting them to for one, the Canada thing, and two, I was not expecting them to play to that level. I know they did ride their luck a bit, but they hung in there for a very long time. Yeah. So we kind of got to give them credit where it's due. I think so.
I thought they were the surprise of this tournament, and I thought for long stretches of time they kept that Mexican team very quiet. Defensively, they were strong. They didn't have a lot of chances, and maybe they could have done a little bit better on the chances that they did create. If you're being really tough, but look, kudos to that Haitian team for getting as far as they have, and in that bronze medal game. I hope that they can finish off with a win in that last match.
Yeah, it would be a nice end to the tournament, and hopefully they could. My thing is hopefully they could continue this leading up into the build up for the next. Well, not this World Cup, but the following World Cup.
Yeah,
and go from there, right? Like it'd be nice to see them continue this run and build on what they've done here. You always hate to see a one and done.
Yes.
So it'd be interesting to see that. But that's how I feel about Mexico. We'll see what they do in the final, but I haven't been impressed with them throughout the tournament. I just feel like, although I don't know if they're playing down to their opponents but I just feel like the build-up's too slow, and I just feel like they should be more ruthless in the final third, and we're not seeing that. And we need to see that, because if it's the U.S. against Mexico, I would like one of them to at least play up to their standards. And if I want to be greedy, I want both of them to.
Yeah, you would think that if you're a Mexican player and you can't get up for a game against the U.S., I mean, you have a problem.
Yeah.
Just understanding what kind of rivalry that is and whatnot. It's probably the biggest in CONCACAF. So let's see what that has in store. That's assuming that the U.S. do hold on to beat Jamaica. Like I said, they're up 1-0 as we tape this.
So let's hear it. I don't know if we got to do this twice for you, but we're gonna do it twice. We're gonna do it twice for you, man. Oh, Dad.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those days. We didn't do it last week because you escaped the TFC smoke. You didn't want to talk about them.
They beat your team.
But now I don't give a damn. Now we're getting to it. You know what time it is. It's Canada. It's your country. It's our country. You love them. You're a Voyager. You expected more. Everyone expected more. At halftime, you thought it was going to be a semifinal appearance. And then their true color showed. They showed bright. Really bright. Oh, man. Oh, Canada.
Cool. Wow.
How do you feel?
Let
us have it. Let us have it. Let us know how you feel. You were crushed. Like everyone was crushed. I saw the halftime tweets. Everyone thought, this is it. This is what we've been waiting to see. And then Haiti, and then Canada and Haiti kind of did what they've been doing throughout this tournament. Yeah. And now we're here. Yeah. So go. Floor's yours.
I honestly, I think this one's on John. Squarely, I think he has to take the blame for this. Some interesting substitution. I can't understand the one substitution that he makes changes the momentum of that match, whether you realized it or not. There was no need to take out Osorio and put in Mark Anthony Kaye, and I like Mark Anthony Kaye. There's no disrespect to him in
you don't
whatsoever.
Have to like him. Huh? You don't have to like him.
No, I don't. I like him as a player. But he doesn't need to make the substitution. Have you ever been in a match where you just don't have to make changes, but you're making? I just felt like he made changes for the sake of making changes, because that game was going perfectly to plan. They had everything under control, and all of a sudden he makes those changes, and he almost allows Haiti to get back into that match. Then I don't know what's the right back's name for Canada?
Godinho?
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking on that challenge. But it's 100% penalty, and anybody who tells you otherwise doesn't know.
That was the worst.
doesn't know football.
That was the worst.
Yeah,
foul.
There's no need for him to make that tackle. But you know what? Once he does, that momentum is all on Haiti's side, and you were just waiting for that third goal to go in. For me, this is not, and I've read on Twitter, this is worse. This is the low point this is not the low point for Canada. For me, it's an opportunity to understand, to grow from where they are right now. They should never be losing that game. That is on Herdman, better man management, and that's on some of the veterans on that team too, because there are a lot of players who have big experience playing in the Premier League, playing in the Champions League. I kind of expected better from some of those guys in terms of composure and whatnot. There were good signs, because I thought Alfonso had a very good game. I thought even Junior Hoylett had a good game.
He had a good first half.
Yeah.
He had a bad second half.
What's his name?
What's whose name?
The other forward for Canada that escapes me right now.
James.
I thought he showed promise. To be honest, I almost think that
I don't even know. It's like David James. I don't know. I know what you're talking about. Jonathan.
Whatever.
Yeah. We should know this. David.
Jonathan David. I think he has as bright of a future as Alphonso Davies.
Yeah, as we're looking at it right now, he's looked much. But granted, the situation, he's looked much better.
Yeah. I am one that doesn't think that left back is Alphonso Davies' best position.
But I told you that.
I know.
Now I don't know who was having the conversation about what and who agreed that it was his best position or he should play there. No, he should not play there. Alphonso Davies should not play at left back because he is probably he's not a good defender, and this is not a side where they are filled with great defenders.
No.
So you might as well put Ashton Morgan there and let him stink it up.
Oh, and he's fantastic at that, by the way.
And then, it doesn't make any sense. Alphonso Davies should be starting as your left winger, especially if he's your prodigy and he's the player that you want to build around going forward. And I like to think that he is one of the players they want to build around going forward. Unless that has changed over the past 6 months.
No, it definitely hasn't.
So they need to play him in his correct position instead of playing him at left back, because just like in the Mexico game, and I cannot blame him because he's not a left back. I don't care if he's played there or you can put him there. He is not a proper left back. So do not put him there at that level because he will get smoked. And like Mexico, he conceded the same mistake and Canada conceded the same goal, and that is on Herdman, and that is a reason why he deserves smoke. So, well, I don't know why. That's why. You can continue.
No, I'm done.
Oh, no, you're done?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Canada played well in the first half. They played really great in the first half. And Junior Hoylett played very great. I'll kill Junior Hoylett for the rest of my life because you want to know why I'm going to kill him? Because I'm going to kill him because for a player of his stature.
Yep. You expect better?
No, I expect some goals.
Okay.
From open play.
Fair enough.
I expect you to create some goals.
Okay.
I expect you to do a bit more, and I never get that from him.
Okay.
They played good in the first half. The second half, I just felt like they were a bit too conservative. They dropped off a bit deeper. I can agree with your point about Osorio. I can.
Yeah.
I don't know what the issue was. We don't know the issue. I don't know.
I have no idea. But I thought he was having a very efficient game. Quiet but efficient.
Fair enough. I'm not going to say he played bad. You know me, I just have one gripe with them, and that's about it. But that gripe does not matter on that day.
On that day, yeah.
And they dropped off a bit deeper, and then they made mistakes.
Yep.
They made mistakes. They dropped off a bit deeper. I thought Hoylett, who was doing very good, dropping off into midfield and overloading and creating chances, stopped doing that in the second half. Then he was losing the ball, and he wasn't winning his 1v1s. And the first mistake is on the goalkeeper. 110%.
Yep.
The second mistake is on Godinho.
Yep.
And the third mistake is, you got to blame Davies.
Yep.
And when you look at it, you have a goalkeeping mistake. You have both of your fullbacks getting exposed, which has been a recurring theme throughout this tournament. And we know that Canada's defense isn't that great. And then when that's happening and the tide is going against you, you end up losing the game. We've seen that happen. We've experienced that playing. We've seen it happen to the best of teams that regardless of the scoreline, you're up 2-0, you're up 3-0. The team scores another goal. They score one, they score two. They build confidence. They take the momentum. They go on to take care of the game.
We've seen that in every league, at every level.
Every level.
Yep.
So that's kind of what happened. I understand why people are blaming Herdman, and I did blame him. Someone on Twitter said that we can't blame him. Yes, we can. He should have managed that game much better, and Canada should not be losing. I don't care how ignorant or naive this may sound. Canada should not be losing to Haiti.
Nope.
They should not. They just should not be losing to Haiti.
Nope.
Too much talent, too many resources, and when you're up 2-0 in a game like that with the players on that field and a coach that should be the guy, you should not be losing that game. And they did. And I also blamed the guys in midfield, and you could say that it's fair or it's not, but I do really think that Scott and Atiba should be controlling that game in the second half.
And that's what I referred to before. Atiba's played in many of big games, so has Scott. And I expected a little bit more leadership from those two players. My question for you is: have you seen enough from Canada that they can get to the Hex? Because I think with this team, I think that is forget it. I know, and
you can't lose to Haiti.
yeah, no, I know, but they may not be in the same.
Yeah. But my thing is they also avoided teams that will be there, like
Right.
teams that were on the other side.
Okay.
Like Panama was on the other side, right?
Yeah.
Honduras.
Yes.
Like those aren't bad teams.
No.
Was Costa Rica on the other side too?
Yes.
You see, like those are teams that I expect to be there,
Right.
and I think that.
But they're not going to play all of them in getting to that Hex phase.
Okay. Well, I think they should get to the Hex.
Is that with that? Have you seen enough that they should be able to get there? I'm not talking about qualifying out of the Hex. I'm just saying, can they get to the Hex? Because that's where they stumbled.
Based on who they play, they should. But it also, there's so many factors that come into play: development of players. Herdman himself and how he learns from it. The point I wanted to make before you even asked that question was the fact that I agree with you on the sense that it's not a low point, and if there's anything you could look at that and build on that and see that, yeah, we got some players here that have the potential to possibly elevate their game and reach another level and compete at this level, and they could use this as experience and use this as a reminder that, this was a bad night and we don't want this to happen again. And that is why I called on Atiba and Scott. And I think there was someone else that I called upon in that team to really step up and actually.
Samuel?
No. So I think it was those two. That in the midfield, that they needed to step up to make a difference, because when you look across that squad, all those players some of them it's their first time being on that stage.
Yes, that's fine.
And those guys need to take initiative, and they need to, make the difference. But now when we look at it, John should have an idea of the mistakes he's made, what went right, what went wrong, how he wants them to play, and who is going to be the guys that he trusts on to build forward. But the first thing he's got to do is sort out the fullback areas, find someone that could play left back or mold someone into a left back, and also the defense needs to get better. And then it's just a tough situation because it's not like he could go and develop these players.
No.
Like it's on them.
Correct.
So it's too tough to really make that assessment until we're closer there, because we have to see how those players grow. Because it's not like we're here with players that are like on the cusp of being world class and you just expect them to maintain that level going forward, right?
Yep.
It's a lot of players that are going in the right direction, but need to continue there and need to be in the right environments to get there. And some of them are, but you just have to hope that they continue to do that. And I don't know how much depth they have as to who they could really bring off the bench to really change that, because like I said, Ashton Morgan's there, not really my cup of tea. Will Johnson's days are should be done.
Yep.
I'm not a big Piet guy, but he's young too that I know of, and he could develop. Tybert's there, not really big on him, but he could develop. I'm not big on Kyle, but who knows? His game could develop as well.
Yep.
But like I said, they got to really find some fullbacks.
Yes.
They got to start working on that. CPL, whoever is developing these players, get the fullbacks ready, because we need some.
Yep.
And whatever happened there, you kind of get a pass because this is your first run at the show. But that can't happen again, especially to Haiti. Like if that happened to like Mexico or the States, one of the teams that we named on the other side, I'd be like, yeah, it's still disappointing. But those teams have been there and done that.
Yep.
But to happen to that team,
exactly,
and in the manner that it happened in,
yeah,
that can't happen, and that needs to be rectified, and that needs to be fixed. So that's where I kind of stand on that. Not too disappointed. Obviously, you'd want to see them play Mexico, but disappointed in the manner that they lost, but not disappointed as a whole, because there's something there.
And I think what you just said is very key. That we haven't said about a Canada team in a while, that there's something there for the future.
Yeah.
But what, to your point, which is very important, when do they take the next step? because that's what's important. They're on the brink of something, but it's it's taking that next step, and it's got to be now. It's got to be, you've got to set your goals of making it into the hex for that next qualifying. For me, that's the bare minimum for Canada.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh no, they got to make it. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, baby steps. Baby steps. Yeah, up fair. Fine,
Yeah.
baby steps.
No, because I think
a normal person, a normal human being would say baby steps.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think if you're truly looking at this Canada team, you're not saying that they're for the next World Cup is to qualify. I think you've got to temper those expectations.
Hold on. For 20 what?
2022.
Oh yeah. Maybe.
I
know.
You know, like, look, with what has transpired, you know, they haven't qualified for the hex in I don't know how many years, but you know, that's the next progression, is to qualify to the hex. So if they can do it, I think that's a positive step for John and his staff.
We'll see. I'm gonna have that expectation that make that hex, and then
see.
Yeah, and then see.
Yeah.
They should at least, that should be the goal. If they don't, then maybe we gotta start asking some questions. But we'll wait. Like I said, I don't want to kill him yet. I think I killed him for being appointed the manager.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did. We're giving you a little pass, John.
Yeah.
We're giving you a little pass. We don't really do that. No, but I want to be fair. And I don't want to just kill you right off the bat, but now the eyes are there, and the eyes are watching. And if you don't get that done, I don't know how we could, depending on the manner in which Canada qualify, or the manner if they don't qualify, the manner in which that doesn't happen, we have to really assess that going forward. Because I don't know, you're gonna give this guy the keys to 2026 if they really have a terrible qualifying campaign. You know, that's something that needs to be addressed, and that's something that he needs to look at. And like I said, this is why this tournament's important. It's not about winning it. It's just about developing that base to build off of and go from there.
And I think the base is we're starting to see something.
Yeah, but I'm just worried that a lot of them are young.
Yeah.
I'm worried that there's not enough experience there. And the three guys were Atiba,
who's it?
Scott, and Hoyat.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
At some point, you got to step up too.
Yeah.
And I want to see how much longer he's in the fold. I'm assuming he's going to be in the fold for the next running qualifiers. But at some point, I mean, we got to look in a direction where I don't have to kill you every time Canada plays.
Fair. Fair. Let's go.
Where do you want to go next?
Well, there's only one tournament left, no?
Speak on it.
I was going to let you start.
What do you want to talk about? The Women's World Cup?
Yeah.
And how I've stated since we've started talking about this that the best team is going to win the tournament. And lo and behold, my girls sipping tea, and that they are going to. Yeah, they're going to win it. Yeah, sip that tea, Alex. Get your bag, girl. Get your bag.
Hold on a second. If Alex Morgan is anybody's girl, it's mine.
Okay.
So
step I don't care. They all are. They all are. Sip that tea, girl.
Okay. First and foremost, I thought that was a highly entertaining game. It was definitely more entertaining than the other game that was played on that same.
Yeah,
day.
we're not even. Well, we're not. Yeah, we're not talking about Sweden, Holland, by the way.
No, we're not.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, that wasn't very good. But I thought that was a very, very good game between two very good teams. Funny how England can't take a penalty shot in either men or women. But kudos to Horton for stepping up like a true captain, unlike our captain, who decided that she didn't want to take the PK. Yes, that's a shout out to you, Christine.
She's gonna I think she can.
Oh, she probably could. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say on that other than the U.S. pulled it off. They did what they had to do and took their opportunities when presented. I don't think there's much more that I really want to say on that.
Yo, Phil got smoked by the English media
Hey?
because he switched the system and what's my girl's name? Not Prince.
Scott?
No, what's her name? The girl up front, and she was playing behind. Shit, what's her name?
I don't know. Jill Scott?
No, not the midfielder.
Oh.
Now I gotta go look and find her. You should know. You should know her name.
Mm.
Yeah, you should know her name, Dan. You should definitely know her name. Now I gotta find her. Paris. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Paris was playing as a 10, like she does for Manchester City.
Yes.
And throughout the entire tournament, they haven't been playing that
Right.
system. And everyone was, why are you switching it? Why is England always going to 4-4-2? And I can understand why they did that, but then they got smoked in midfield.
Yes.
That American midfield is very good. And my girl, Mewis, wasn't even playing.
I know.
Yeah, like Ertz was holding it down.
Yeah.
I don't like Horan, by the way.
No.
But I don't know why she's there.
No.
She don't offer jack shit.
No.
Maybe she could score a nice goal here and there.
Yeah.
But when you look at the goals that they conceded,
But Julie Ertz is, I told, and I've said this, she is a fantastic player.
Yeah, her and my other girl, who they're all my girls, but who may not play in the final, Lavelle, because she get all the space to really do her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just on a different level.
They
Like,
are.
I've watched every single team play in this tournament, and they just play at another level. And the weird thing about it is that they don't even play at that level for 90 minutes.
No, they do not.
They sit back, and they've been got stick for that too, because
Yes.
a lot of the end of games are a bit cagey and
Yep.
nervy. But they play conservative. They're able to hit you on the counter. They're able to turn it up a notch when they need to. The wing play is fantastic. The first goal, shout to her, the coach for
Jill?
Miss Jill for letting press play.
Yes.
Great header.
Yep.
And she works her socks off.
Oh, yep.
And then Morgan scored a great goal.
But Alex Morgan is a class player.
I know she's 30, by the way.
Yeah, she is.
She's been around for a while, right?
Yeah.
I do like her better when she plays off when she played off Wambach. It just
Yeah,
felt like more natural.
Yes.
But she's an all rounder. She's linking. She's been to me. She's been the best forward in the tournament.
Yes.
And it hasn't even been close.
No.
And yeah, man, they have to win.
They're tactically and technically above another level. But I wanted to read go ahead.
Read it. I will say that their center backs are a bit nervy.
Yes.
So if there's any route to goal for Holland, possibly press a bit higher, try to force them into some mistakes like Spain did.
Yep.
And hope for the best.
I know that this is. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to say who tweeted this. Okay.
Why? Why are we doing this?
But so this person said, reminder that 5 years ago the Canadian women was significantly better than the Dutch. The international women game isn't passing Canada by; it passed it by. I don't care what the FIFA rankings say. We aren't a top 10 team anymore. Without changes, we won't be a top 20 team by the next World Cup. Do you agree with that? And
That's a bit over the top.
okay, well, I won't tell you who said it, but
Why?
because it's your boy,
It's my boy?
Yeah.
Who's my boy?
Dwayne.
Oh, he's not a loser. One day we gotta sit down with Dwayne and just like I really want to sit down with him and
At the 24th minute.
really he blocked me because I told him where to go.
Oh.
But that's one of the best blocks. I don't want to read that nonsense.
Yeah.
That's a bit over the top.
No?
No. Like Canada's if Canada could look at that tournament, they should really feel that perhaps they could have been like I understand why people are upset that they should have been in the semifinal or they could have been in the semifinal based on the teams that were there. But that was not it's not an issue on the talent that's available. I don't think so. I just feel like, the way that it was constructed, it was built around Christine. They just have to go a different way about it.
It's funny that the same thing we just said about the men needing defenders, I feel like the women need the forwards.
Yeah. So, and that's exactly the thing, right? So, I think that's a bit over the top. I still think that, the rankings may be a bit skewed. But then again, if you are any reputable journalist or any reputable person that follows this game religiously and knows what they're talking about, you would know that you don't base your assessment of teams on FIFA rankings. So that's why I really find that funny. But they should be in the World Cup in 4 years. There's talent there. Contenders, maybe not, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. But I wouldn't go that far.
Can you see and this was an argument that a lot of other people have been saying, can you see that many of the top European men's team also now put a little bit more funding in the women's game? Can you see the Germanys, the Swedens, by the way, 3-0 Peru. Can you see some of those top teams, top men's team, also now start to have success at the women's level?
Well, the States are going to be the States, so that's that. I think.
So are they going to be? Are we going to see the gap closing? Because right now, I still see that the U.S. are not significantly better, but there is a gap.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I feel like the women's game is growing in Europe, so I can't see why those teams won't continue to grow. But I don't know. There has to be some significant change to close that gap on the stage, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if we are going to see that, but we should. We should.
Yep.
We should see it close. I can't give you a definitive answer because, like I said, we are not the ones that, religiously watch Manchester City Women's or, the Women's Champions League.
No.
But you would like to think so. The South American teams, I'm not too sure. I don't know what Brazil is going to be in 4 years.
Yep. With
a lot of players leaving and, Marta's rant about...
Yes, taking the next generation. Yeah. But I think that might be something that kind of spurs the next generation on. Not just in Brazil, but in many of those South American in countries. So I hope for the women's games that it does continue to grow, because there are a lot of talented young women's soccer players that have shone some light on the women's game, both domestically and internationally. So I hope for the game itself that it does continue to grow at the pace that it is growing, because the numbers, especially in Europe, are positive.
Yeah.
Do you see the Dutch making this interesting, or do we see a 2-3-0 win for the Americans?
Just because they're going to do so, there's going to be one of those wacky games where they're able to pull it out or grind it out to penalties or whatnot.
Yeah.
The States should win. They should win. They should win like 2-0. But I've seen wackier things.
Yeah.
I've seen crazier things. I've seen meltdowns. I've seen teams, but they just have so many options. And it's up to Miss Jill to kind of really manage that game well as also. Mm-hmm. And I want to see who she's going to start and how she's going to go about it.
Yep.
Because we don't really know.
No.
I know the back line will probably stay the same.
Yeah, but we don't know if...
I know Miss Heath and Miss Morgan will be there.
Yep.
But I don't know about who's going to play on the left, and I don't know which midfield three we're going to see.
Yep. But you know what? That's also to the depth of that women's team, that she can roll out a whole bunch of different starting 11s.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So they are the favorites, and they've been the favorites, and to me, they've been the best team since the start of the tournament. And it'd be fitting if they did win, but I'm telling you, everyone's rooting for them to lose. So especially with all these celebrations, and they're just a very confident group of females that believe in their craft and believe in what their manager and believe in the philosophy, and they want to win. And you can't hate that. You just can't. You can't dispute it.
Nope.
And you have to applaud it, because, in the women's game, you kind of need that. You need that.
I honestly have no problem with Alex's celebration or any of that. They're good at what they do, and yeah. So VAR penalty to Chile as we're talking. What else?
Well, those are the three tournaments that you wanted to break down. If we're gonna break down stuff, then I guess we got to do one more. Okay?
Oh, what a horrendous penalty by Vargas, by the way.
Oh man, Chile, you're not getting it done. But you know who did get their penalty shot done this weekend? Wayne Rooney.
Oh God.
Oh, he did. Waza, England legend. He did his thing. Kept DC from a shocking defeat at home to the undermanned TFC. Dan's boys were back. The Reds were getting it done. They were getting it popping. TFC Live was thrilled. But they still couldn't get the job done.
By the way, whose idea and why in God's name is MLS still playing while Copa America and whatever the hell this tournament is going on?
Gold Cup.
Gold Cup.
I don't know. You tell me. Because I feel like that's a question I should be asking you.
My answer is easy. They are not thinking because teams are missing quality players. I'm just talking about TFC, but many teams are missing some quality players. What does it hurt you to take this 2-3 weeks off?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They played.
Yeah,
They played.
Anyways,
They played. And you know what? I was gonna say it last week, but boy, this is a blessing in disguise. I heard Greg's job is like on the line.
it was.
It was. It still is it? I mean, they got that little lucky win, and
Against your boys.
yeah, well, because
Lucky.
Buddy scuffed the penalty. That game went both ways. They both should have lost, and then Buddy scuffed the penalty. Is that the right game I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where everybody's celebrating. The fireworks are going off.
Yeah, and it was a penalty. Like
Yeah, it was 100%.
Yeah, you can't. And it's the second week in a row they've conceded a penalty in injury time. You can't let that happen. And the penalty that Pazzi scored wasn't a penalty in that game.
I don't remember.
When Richie dove.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your boy, isn't it?
But he dove.
Yeah.
I don't care. He dove.
He'll tell you.
Yeah, I'll tell him.
Yeah.
If he doesn't tell me.
Yeah.
So the way I see it is that when I look at this, we got to have a little discussion about Mr. Frazier, because now I do feel like Mr. Bradley at some point we could have a conversation that he, could be surplus to requirements if they want to build a different way.
Yeah.
So that's number one.
So you're going to give kudos to Liam on how he's playing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he's been doing fine. Obviously, there's work that needs to be done, but he's doing okay.
Yep.
Simon, although he did have a better game against DC.
Yes.
He's not the guy.
No.
And I can't wait to see Omar, because I want to see if that's gonna work out.
Yeah.
We'll see if that does. I'm not certain on it or sold on it, but we will see how that goes. The other thing I want to say about TFC is that the young kid Schaffelsberg
Played
yes.
two fantastic games.
Yes.
He was very, very good against Atlanta, and
Yes.
he put on an equally good performance against DC.
Yes. It gives them something different, more direct, likes to run at you, looks up when he delivers crosses. Like there's something
a
there.
true winger.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that gives them some width, and that offers something different. The Pazzi and De Leon interchanging from front to midfield and back has worked, and Pazzi dropping off a bit deeper has kind of helped him. But again, not many forward-thinking options that for him to really get the job done, and I'm pretty sure he's frustrated about that. But they're getting through it. The East stinks, so they're finding ways to get results, and obviously the pressure is on Greg to win that game further. But I mean, I don't know. Like, you could kill Greg to a degree, but I feel like everyone has to be held accountable there, which are the guys that are gonna fire Greg. They should be held accountable there, because the team ain't that great.
Well, there was an interesting halftime interview with Manning and KJ on the sidelines, where he pretty much said Greg's job is being evaluated. He talked about a possible TAM signing. I don't know who that would be. And then he talked about a certain a certain Italian. We all know who I'm referring to, so I'm not gonna mention his name.
No, I don't.
Well, it's Seba.
Oh, he's gonna come back?
Well, it's the rumors.
Oh, okay.
Look, we all loved what Seba did here, and I'm gonna be the first one to say that it would be great for Seba to come back, but I don't think that's the need right now. I even if Michael leaves, and that opens up a DP spot, is Seba the person to fill that role? I'm not really that sure. I think there's other needs in this lineup that need to be addressed before another forward.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah. Josie's got to get healthy. Josie's got to play some games for TFC. I know he was starting tonight against Jamaica, but we need Josie firing on all cylinders once he comes back. Because as we all know, once that MLS All-Star break finishes, that's kind of like now the home stretch into the playoffs. And with the new playoff format being what it is, trying to get as many home games as you possibly can in the playoff run is going to be vital. And I still think with the East the way it is, if TFC can get healthy and make a run, they should be a playoff team.
Yeah, but they're not a legit playoff team.
What do you mean they're not a legit playoff team?
You know what I mean?
Oh, like going to possibly...
No. The East is a bit different this year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like none of them are legit playoff teams.
No,
You know?
but I think if you get hot in the playoffs, with the East being as weak as it is, you could make a run.
Essentially.
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about that playoff.
No, I know. It's still far away, but...
Yeah.
I
don't want to think about the East playoffs because it looks bad now, so I can imagine what it's going to look like in fall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look.
Give us passion. How do you feel?
That's how I feel. I feel...
You don't sound thrilled. You don't sound excited. You went to D.C. and almost won.
Yeah, well...
And played very well.
I know.
Without Osario and without Michael and without Josie.
Yeah.
You did what you had to do.
Look, we got 4 points out of 6. That's pretty good.
Yeah. You don't sound happy about it. You just sound like, oh, whatever.
I'm sitting on the fence.
Season's rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, don't sit on the fence.
Why not?
Because before the season started, you were very high. Very high. Like a normal person.
On TFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And high. While you were making your TFC predictions. So you were high. You know? So now you like no, you gotta fight. You gotta fight with them. You gotta go through the growing pains. I know you're there. So you
listen.
are.
Of all people who's going through the pains, it's me.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure that fire is still there.
Oh, it's still there. Don't worry.
Yeah. Don't switch up now.
No. Don't worry.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
No. Listen.
They play on Thursday, right?
Yes.
LA.
Yes.
We'll be tuned in.
I will be.
I've been tuned in. I've been watching. Unfortunately, watching it.
Jonathan should be playing.
I don't care.
10:30 p.m. on TSN 1 and 4.
I don't care. I'm shocked I didn't see. Never mind. I've seen those little Canada players get into a little club bag too. You know, I'm shocked you didn't see them. Shocked we didn't see them on the streets this weekend.
They weren't back.
Oh, one of them was a Canadian. I'm not gonna say his name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw him a little on the Toronto spots.
Oh well.
With the little bands.
Good.
Little stack of money. I was like, oh well, you got the stack of money, you could party, but you can't get on the field. So yeah, that's a kind of a hint as he wasn't on the field against Haiti.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my little Canadian insider. You know, streets are hot. Like this the age of social media. Why are these players? This is my problem.
We said this before.
This is my problem. You should be playing for your national team, and you are not. So you would think that, okay, I didn't play in the game where we lost to Haiti, so maybe I should, try and work on my craft. And I understand they're humans and they deserve to enjoy the great things that life has to offer and the vices that life has to offer as well. But, if I'm losing to Haiti, I think the first thing I do when I get off on that plane is kind of like, hey, man, why wasn't I playing in that game? How do I get myself to play in that game next time around? And what do I do to make sure that I'm never on the bench again when my team is in an elimination game? But like I said, I think differently, and this is a new age, and I don't know. These kids aren't really thinking about that, and these people are losers waiting for Kawhi. But you're losers. Like, what are you doing? They're waiting for Kawhi, right?
Yeah, that was I was there. I didn't even know that was going on. I was in that part of the city.
Yeah, losers.
Good Lord.
But yeah, that's how I feel about this new age. I hate all of them. You all trash. Anyhow,
Do you want to get to some transfer news?
yeah. Well, what transfer caught your eye this week?
No, you tell me. You have them all written down, and I'll tell you which ones I like.
Oh my God. Well, we talk about your team first.
Okay.
How do you feel?
I'll play that music because that's the main event.
No,
Buffon is coming back.
No, it's not. I don't care about that.
Oh,
He's coming back to what? Warm the bench
yeah.
and play against like the new Spall.
Yes.
that comes up.
He's got to make 8 appearances to pass Paulo Maldini. It's in his contract.
Oh my God. So okay, whatever. See if Sarri fulfills that wish.
Rabiot? You like that one? On a free, by the way.
Yes, I know they're on freeze. Who they get? Rabiot. Didn't they get Pellegrini?
Yes.
The Pellegrini from Roma?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
We gave up your boy.
Spinazzola?
Yeah.
That's your boy. You liked him.
I did.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was kind of disappointed we let him go, but that's fine.
So they
we lost Mattia Perin as well, which I'm a big fan of his.
Mm-hmm. Was that the expensive Buffon?
Yeah. We all love Buffon. You know, any Italian loves Buffon for everything that he's done. National team for Juve or whatnot. I just don't understand that signing from Juve. You know, yeah. It just I don't know. It's just not for me. That signing. I almost, what's next? You bring back Marquisio too?
I thought that was the plan.
Yeah, bring back the band. Del Piero too. Get him on. Get wherever he is.
Look, man. You guys have had a great. So apparently, from what I'm hearing, it's been a great summer, and your midfield is great now, and you can compete because you got Rabiot. You picked up Ramsey. Pellegrini's there to be there. I don't know.
Okay.
That's not really going to change my opinion on them.
Yeah.
And who else have they brought in? Buffon and they're waiting on Delit.
Yes.
And that's about it, right?
Well, there's talks about Icardi coming in too.
Okay. We'll get to that if that happens.
Because Mario is not in the plans.
Okay.
And Gonzalo
is I know.
What he is.
If Icardi comes, that will be very interesting. Because Icardi ain't no Mandzukic.
No.
So how's that going to work with Cristiano?
I don't know.
Yeah. That will be fun.
Yeah. I almost feel like they're picking up all these players, and I'm just don't know how they're
yeah. And that's why Allegri. That's why this season going to be interesting because Allegri, given that we can make the case that his time was up, his ability to get things working should never be overlooked.
There is one player that has come back to training early, and that's Douglas Costa.
As he should.
Yeah.
Well, why isn't he at Copa America? Yeah, I know. Richarlison's there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think he kind of could be one of those sorry players that he kind of brings a different side of his game. Sorry, the way Sarri likes to play the ball movement and whatnot. I kind of almost feel like it suits Costa's game. So he could be one of those not signings, but players that actually could pan out to be a signing for Juve.
We'll see. They still got Bernard. Isn't Cuadrado there too?
Yeah.
And then what happens to Dybala? Like, yeah, they got a bunch of players.
Yeah.
For God knows what.
Yeah.
Interesting to see how that works out. My stance on Juve still stands the same. They're a team that I know a lot of people are going to say that, yeah, the midfield's there, new manager. They're a team of, the way I want to package them right now is show me.
Yep.
Prove it to me. Last year I knew what you were. I knew you didn't have a midfield. So I knew that, you're going to play bad and, you're going to do what you're going to do. But when the going got tough, you weren't going to get it done. Now it's kind of like show me. There are a lot of players in that team that they've got that show me. Sorry, show me.
Yep.
It's your big job. Show me that you could do it on that level. Because we know we could do it in Serie A because he almost did it.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't do it. So show us that too. But show us at the highest level that you can get it done. And show us that at the highest level you could work with these players. And not the players. Because now it's a different thing. You're not teaching these players.
Nope.
Like, you have to manage them.
Yep.
So we're going to see if he could do that.
And you're under a little bit more pressure than you were in Napoli.
Yeah. Everyone's watching you. So you have to do that. Rabiot, show us. Because although you've had individual games where you've played well, we could actually critique your ability to read the game from a tactical aspect and just your ability to perform consistently. That's one. Aaron Ramsey, proved to me that you can stay fit for an entire season. Very good player, but always hurt. Who else did they buy? Delit. Well, you're gonna have to prove it to me regardless.
Yep.
And
that's not a done deal just yet.
Yeah. And then everyone else kind of get better.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot. That team is kind of like prove it to me because the new players you brought in, nice on paper, but how is Sarri going to make that work? And how long is it going to take for him to implement whatever he's going to implement? And is he going to go about it the same way he has over his career? So Juve is kind of like that to me.
That's fair.
Inter got Godin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they need that.
Really?
For at least a season. And
Okay.
I think that will help Conte kind of rally the troops. I think they need a leader in there. I go to that squad and I don't know who the leader is.
Okay.
So, and especially with like this Olicardi stuff, like they need a leader. So I think Godin kind of helps and Conte could have him under his wing and they could kind of build something there. So we'll see how that goes. With everything that Juve's done, I kind of tipped them away from the title now. But, because, the Juve have done too much. So just build something there. So that's interesting. Napoli got Costamanolas.
Yeah.
And then
and Hamas.
And well, that's not a
No,
done
no,
deal.
but
They're saying that's big because I think Hamas is a very good player, and I just think that the Real Madrid thing was just too big for him, and I don't know what happened at Bayern this season, but he did perform well at Bayern under Heinkes.
Yep.
So under Ancelotti, who he's played for, I expect him to be much better, and I think he could really thrive in Serie A. So I think that's big for them. It pushes them forward, but they did lose Diawara.
Yeah.
And he went to Roma.
Yes, he did.
So that's interesting too.
Yeah.
So that's how
Building a nice little team over there.
can't really fault them, but I guess in Serie A it's all about Juve. Nothing really happened in Germany that really caught my eye.
Nope.
In Spain, the big news is just Atletico Madrid, everything they've done today.
Yes. It's a big signing for them.
Well, Rodri is on his way to Manchester City.
Oh, is that official?
Apparently they paid the buyout clause.
Okay.
So they're just, I think, sorting out like personal agreements and
Okay.
whatnot. And I think that's really big for City. I've said it before. They missed out on Jorginho, but Rodri really took over, really shined for Atletico this season and really played well. And I think Fabs and I have said that he would be the perfect signing for Barcelona for Busquets.
Yes.
And I think now Pep has that, and he said that that's his Fernandinho replacement.
And which makes sense.
And I think that's the right guy to have. And
So Fernandinho stays there for another year to mentor?
I think
Is
so.
that
Well, I don't even think he's a mentor because Rodri's played at a pretty high level for Atletico Madrid. So I think he may like step in.
No, yeah, but I mean mentor him as in get him accustomed to playing.
Yeah, that could really be it. And then there's some Spanish guys there, David Silva and whatnot.
Oh no, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And that's and speaking of which is his last year.
Yeah, he's playing his last year. Perfect time for him to go. I can understand why he wants to go.
Yep.
And I don't think he's going to be getting any better. So why not go out and try and be the first team to three-peat since United?
Yeah.
And then go out on a high note, right?
And they have the team. They're building the team to do it.
Yeah. I thought Bruno Fernandes signed with Manchester City.
No.
But I thought he did.
I thought it was just rumored. It wasn't official.
I don't know why I thought it was official, but
Okay.
it's not. And
No.
now he's being linked with Manchester United. But I just had to bring that up because I brought up City. But back to Atletico, Hector Herrera.
Yeah.
And then Joao Felix.
But that's a big one. That's right.
You know how much money they spent on him?
Yeah.
7-year contract. Are they not learning that they're buying, and especially under Simeone, they're buying these players that aren't built to play the way that Simeone wants them to play, and then they end up leaving, like Gelson Martins, who is now over at Monaco.
Yes, yes.
And Griezmann, I guess that kind of signals that Griezmann is going to be off to Barcelona.
Correct.
Which is pretty much pen and paper, which, like I've said, is an improvement on Coutinho, and he has La Liga experience, and it helps out Messi. And
what happens when Neymar gets there?
And then buy Dembele.
And Coutinho?
Buy both of them.
Yeah. Okay.
So, the Neymar thing is a bit complicated. I don't know if that's going to take a lot to kind of get that over the hump.
Yes, it will. But
because PSG are no pushover, so Barcelona have to pay some big money. So, if they're willing to do that, and if they could sell Coutinho and Dembele,
but haven't we learned anything?
No.
That when a player wants to go, they go.
Rabiot wanted to go last season, and they didn't sell him.
Well,
PSG don't really sell their player.
No, I know, but
if there's anyone that plays real hardball,
it's PSG.
It's PSG.
No, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is when players want to go, I don't care who it is, they're gonna go. And if Neymar wants to go, he's gonna go. He's gonna push that transfer through. So watch it happen.
Okay. We'll see. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I want to see it I want to see it before I believe it. But yeah, if they do that, then Barcelona are really pushing for to win the Champions League, which they probably should have done last season. But and I know we haven't heard anything about Rakitic either. So interesting to see how that goes, and then they have De Jong as well. So
Yep.
interesting times there. But yeah, I don't like the moves that Atletico are making, and it's going to be a real transition season for them. I think this is going to be the one season, unless João Felix goes berserk, that they possibly are out of the title race, because they've been in it for the past few seasons, or been in the cusp of that top three.
Correct. Yeah.
I've been around, but I think now it's kind of like, I don't think.
I think their goal is to finish top 4.
Yeah, so I think now it's back to the 2, and we've seen what Real Madrid are doing, so I can see why Barcelona are trying to get their hands on Neymar and Griezmann, because that would keep them as favorites, because then you have Messi behind 2 guys that should be genuine killers. And we get to see it from Griezmann, big stage now, shows what you're made of.
Correct.
You know, now you're playing with the guy.
Yep.
So who will create for you? So get those goals. And as for Neymar, if he does go back, and apparently like he's not going to ask for a big wage increase or anything, like go back to what it was. Grass isn't greener on the other side, which for him, I don't know if that applies, because he just was never fit to play in those big games.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's kind of like, yeah, man, play past February.
Yeah.
That's all I ask. That's all I ask of him.
What else you got?
What else do I got? Rafa to China.
Yep.
Shout out to him, man. Shout out to Rafa.
Absolutely.
Stop putting up with that garbage over there. Yeah, get the bag.
Yep.
Shout out to him. Yeah, Toure went to China too.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was done playing.
Yeah, I don't really care about him, but
Okay.
I'm like, if one goes to China, we might as well talk about the other going to China.
Yep.
Okay, I'm never going to mention those. Lambs to Chelsea should be done soon.
Oh, yeah.
Who cares?
Yep.
And Ndombele to Spurs?
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if that's official, but apparently, like, it's all but done.
Okay.
Another one that apparently Manchester United wanted, but, you know, they're linked with every player, so it doesn't matter. I think that'd be really big for Spurs, because the midfield is where they've looked kind of weak this season. Wanyama's been there, but not the Wanyama they want to sign. They lost Dembele. When you look at everyone else that's there, Eriksen having to drop deeper. Winks had a
by the way, there's rumors him going to Real.
Yeah, that rumor's going on. Dyer didn't have a good season, and then Winks was positive as well, and Sissoko. But if you could get a guy like that who does need to prove himself, because I know he played well for Lyon, not great as many people are hyping it up to be, but he's played well. And under that management, you would think that perhaps he could even get better. So that'd be big for him and for Spurs if that is sorted out. The sooner the better. And Spinazzola, Gelson, Arsenal bid 40 million for Wilfried Zaha.
Rejected.
Yeah.
Palace won a bigger offer.
Yeah, too low. I was questioning whether, I didn't know what his contract deal was, but unless it's winding down, 40 million is not enough, especially when they sell Wan-Bissaka for 50.
It was 50?
Yeah.
That was the final?
Yeah.
I heard in and around that number, but
yeah,
so if he's gone for 50, Wilfred's gotta go for 55, 60.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't know what his contract is at either, but you would think that if it's more than 1 year, he's got to go for that amount.
Essentially, yeah. That's what I think. So, and yeah, Arsenal just bidding too low. I can see why they would want Zaha, but apparently Lucas Torreira isn't happy there either. So we have to really see how, like I said, I'm just really interested once these stupid tournaments are done, how their summers progress. Arsenal, Chelsea, United, Spurs. And I want to see where they go. United, all they've really done is, like I said, got Wan-Bissaka, which is a bit much. But they need everything they could get. So, might as well start somewhere. Anything is positive for me at this point. You got to buy something.
Yeah.
So they did that, and we don't know where Paul's going. Lukaku's rumored to go to Inter, and Marcus Rashford got a new deal. That was my joke of the week.
Yeah, I saw that. 4 years? 3 years?
300 mil? I mean, 300,000 a week.
Wow.
Yeah, 300,000 a week for Marcus Rashford.
Okay.
To be your main guy. Yeah. I know you don't want to go there.
No, look, for me, United still has a team that can compete in the Europa League, and that's about it.
Okay.
For me, they haven't made one. Wan-Bissaka's a nice signing, but what we've always said is that they need to make signings that are going to let them compete on the big stage, even inside their own league. And I don't think they've made signings to compete with any of the top two teams, which is Liverpool and City right now.
Yeah, they're far away, obviously.
Yeah.
We're too far. I don't know, man. It's an interesting summer. Nothing's really kicked off because all these tournaments have kind of taken over. But we kind of see where things are shifting. Real Madrid look like they're ready to compete. Juve are trying to do the same thing. We've seen Dortmund make their moves.
Mm-hmm.
Inter and Roma, Napoli are trying to catch up. We get to England. Liverpool haven't really done much yet. I don't know if they will. City have already looked to fix one issue. I expect them to possibly get a center back.
Yep.
And we'll see where else they go from that. And I think that's really about it. I mean, we covered TFC. They play later on this week. The Gold Cup and the Women's World Cup and Copa America will be wrapped up
on Sunday.
Sunday.
All of them play at Sunday.
So that means we'll have a busy Monday with a lot to talk about. And is that it? Is that it? Is all that matter? Nothing else really got to it?
No, I mean, hopefully by Monday Kawhi has made his bloody decision because that's just dragging on at this point.
Whatever, I don't care about that. We're the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. We don't care about what Kawhi Leonard does,
unless he appears in the podcast.
No, that'd be a boring podcast. And I'm not trying to play to Kawhi's needs. He seems like a needy guy. Oh, yeah, definitely.
You're bitter because he beat your team, aren't you?
No.
Okay.
He just seems like a needy guy.
All right.
Like, no, he's not. One day.
All right.
Yeah, one day if he stays, we'll put an emotion to try and get him on the podcast.
That's fine. No, otherwise, getting ready for the triple header on the weekend.
That's about it.
Quadruple header.
No big plans this weekend.
No, keeping it very quiet.
Oh, if the weather's nice, then we gotta get it popping. So we'll see. We'll see. I think it's actually a break after this. Like we could actually relax and not have to watch some games, which we thought was gonna happen, and then I totally forgot that. I was getting happy that the season was over. We've got Copa America. Then
we've got literally 1 month of a quiet time because then the Premier League starts right back.
I know. Better enjoy it while you can. And
by the way, there is another tournament that's been going on right now that we've given no love to.
I don't care. We'll talk about the final. Or maybe the semifinals.
Okay.
It's on TV.
Is it really?
It's on BN.
Oh, I don't get that.
Tunisia was on TV for a bit, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pass because there's 3 other games that I have to watch tonight.
Okay.
So yeah.
Shout out to Mo Salah scoring goals for Egypt.
Yeah, I don't care. Sorry, Mo.
No, I know.
Is there anything else?
Nope.
We're good?
Yep.
Okay, we're good, man. Anyhow, that was episode 82 of the InnerViews Podcast, the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. It's been really quiet this summer, but we do have to break down these tournaments and the transfer news that does hit us every single day. But we do our best, and don't worry, the Premier League is back soon. The European leagues will be back soon, and that is when this podcast will be back to its normal Monday and eventually Thursday. Podcast days, because Potters pod and we love to pod. And if you did enjoy this podcast, know someone that will enjoy this podcast, or didn't like it because this week we didn't talk about what you want to hear, but you think that next week we will, you can find our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and any Android apps on your Android devices. We don't know them, but I'm sure you do, because you love your Androids, and we would not want to do anything to offend you. So make sure to check out the InnerViews Podcast episode 82 on your Android Android devices. We upload videos every day on YouTube, youtube.com/interviews. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/the interviews, and on Instagram and Twitter, where you can see my new hair and tell me how much you don't like it. Instagram.com/the interviews TV and Twitter.com/interviews TV. And Cora, we're going to get to you soon. I just don't really want to answer questions about the Women's World Cup, Copa America, and why VAR isn't being used, and the Gold Cup, because we're talking about it here. And anything you need to know, it's right here. So with that being said, it's very late. Dan really wants to watch the rest of USA Jamaica. Is it done yet?
Apparently it's on a weather delay.
Okay, well, it's on weather delay, so Dan's got to stay up a bit late. So we're just going to be here kicking it and enjoying the rest of this summer evening, and really dreading the next month or so, because that's all we kind of have to live normal lives.
Yep.
So with that being said, we hope you enjoyed the podcast. We'll be back next week on Monday because we got to break down all the finals. So we'll be back on Monday to break down everything that happened this weekend and any transfer news that breaks or any soccer/footy news that you need to hear, because like I said, the InnerViews Podcast, the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. Don't forget it. Subscribe. It's your guy Tyrrell.
It's your boy Dan.
And we are out.